What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Poor Man Mods. Today we're going to be installing a header on an 03 SE-R. Same, basically, 02? An 02 SE-R. It's basically the same thing as my Turbo Spec V. So hopefully you Spec V guys or B15 guys enjoy this one. So we're going to be putting a header on. It's pretty easy. There's might be a couple speed bumps along the way because of rust and everything. But if those check out to be okay, this should be a pretty easy install. Just have to take the alternator off and break a couple rusty bolts loose and it should come off, so let's get to it. There we go. Okay, now that we've got all of these loosened, I'm going to go down underneath the car and take off the bottom of the exhaust because we don't want to leave that connected and then have this off and then it'd be dangling and maybe break something. So we're going to take it off from the bottom up. These are super stuck. We're going to have to cut them. You might have to cover your eyes or something because these springs might go flying. With safety glasses, I got something in my eye.
That's the point of them, right?
With fucking safety glasses. Hey, it did go flying.
Oh my god.
I told, because there's these springs holding them there bolts on. Kind of looks like a valve spring. And we just got one more.
Halfway, right?
And of course we did the easy one first.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, right?
Yep. Always. You always do the easiest one first, so that way you take forever on the hard one.
Yeah. Get done quicker, right?
Yeah. Ready? Alright, now we got the two front bolts off. Now we need to get the rear two, and hopefully they're a little easier. And they're not. They're rusty as fuck. Okay, so they're not a 14. They used to be a 14, and a 13 doesn't work. 12 is too big. I'll try my vice grips, and then if those don't work, we're gonna have to cut more. Alright, so the Sawzall didn't really work. We torched it, and that kind of broke the nut, and now we're on the cutting wheel, and we're getting there. Maybe a few more seconds, we'll be done. We got to cut the rest of the nut off that seized to the flange and the stud, and then this bottom exhaust should drop. Alright. It's terrible. Okay, so there was a bracket on the bottom. It was kind of hard to film it, but there's one bolt holding it on the bottom. Now, this frickin' pig should come out. Got it. You fat son of a bitch. Alright, now it's time to put the header in. We are going to start with the top runners, whatever, the top piece. And we're actually going to reuse the factory exhaust manifold gasket because this is like a double or triple layer steel gasket, which I think is better than like the graphite gasket it comes with. So we're going to reuse the stock gasket. You may not want to reuse the factory gasket in every case, but I think this is a better gasket than the one that was supplied. Okay, so on the factory catalytic converter, both oxygen sensors ran right here, but on this header that we have, it's a 4-2 to a 1 header, and the O2 bung for the downstream sensor is back here. So what you need to do, you need to pull back the heat shielding or electrical tape, whatever is on it, and split the two sensors apart. So the green one's over here, the blue one's back here, and then run the blue one over the transmission in the back here, and the green one will go to the factory spot right over here. And to avoid a check engine light on this car, for the downstream oxygen sensor, we need these guys. These are spark plug anti-foulers, and we're going to thread in the downstream oxygen sensor into this top guy, but we need to drill it out so it can fit in there. And this is definitely a poor man mod. This is like $4 right here, and it can turn your check engine light off. You don't have to get it tuned, or you don't need a catalytic converter. But if you break the threads on these and you need to buy a new oxygen sensor when you take them out and you get a Bosch one, this will not work. It needs to be the original oxygen sensor. So we're going to take this to the bench, drill it out, and then thread in that O2 sensor and put the rest of the exhaust on, and it should work perfectly. That's it. Time to put this in the car.
I love this tool. Yeah, rest that one. Yeah.
I probably should have done it from the top with the header out, but we have to install these studs on the flange right there. I mean, I don't really need to film it. You just stick, there's 3 holes, you thread them into each one, and then they stick down, and then you put the bottom pipe in there with the nuts. Get it in the rubber. You always need it in the rubber. You gotta play it safe. Shit on my fucking goose. It's done. She's in.
Don't need bolts on the back, right?
No. It threaded in. It's in its moose.
It's in its moose.
Mm-hmm.
That is the final project.
That is. The header install is complete, and it only took 9 days. Alrighty, we got the alternator back on, put the belt back on the alternator, double checked all of our hardware. It's time to start this thing up.